Sorry for the delay. It's only been 5 minutes, I think. 7 minutes. Did you boys want to be in there? Hi.
Hi.
Now you're live. Everybody can see you. There's 4 people on here that can see you.
Hi. Yeah?
Are you live now?
Yeah.
Yes. No.
12 people.
12 people. Hey, it'll jump up quick all of a sudden once it goes. It looks choppy again, huh? Like the feed's not that great. Is the audio good? Yes, no, maybe so. Hey, what's up? Yep. Hello, Arend. Hi there. Yes, excellent. Okay. Video feed looks a little choppy. Am I correct? Sound is fine. Hi, good evening. All right, we got to get this guy going. Don't forget, you're a standard moderator for the channel. Help create or build a positive, safe community. You can delete and close. How do you get the English again? You know how to do that stuff because there's lots of comments coming here.
Yeah,
Video and sound is fine. Okay, it looks bad on here, but they're saying it's okay.
No, we're gonna switch.
Ooh, now it got better. Okay.
We gotta switch to the other account.
Which other account? What do you mean?
To the
Oh, I see.
just so that I can be moderator.
Oh, hey, now it looks much better.
Hello.
You're eating chocolate? Where are you?
I was gonna share with
Well, you better give me one, I guess. There's something I can't understand. The Russians seem to have chocolate everywhere. You need a closer. Then I gotta move this closer. Things are gonna get scary. Anyway, Russians seem to have chocolate everywhere, snacks everywhere, and yet they're not fat.
you. Yeah, somebody told us that they buy the stuff that they don't actually like.
Ah,
So then it
that's not
stays
bad.
around.
Mm.
Alright,
Delicious.
hello.
So we were invited out for dinner tonight, and went out, had a lovely time. For some reason, they told us we were going to have pilaf, or what's it called in Russian again? Plov, I think. Which in my head I was thinking it was pancakes. I don't know why. I thought we were having pancakes. It's not. It's rice and onions and carrots and meat and
Yummy.
absolutely delicious. So good. We all enjoyed it. And anyway, there was some chocolates there, and I guess they filled a bag for the kids to take home. So that's what we're eating right now.
All right, there you go.
We are way behind, folks.
Hello, 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 hello. These are all like hello, hello.
They're all hellos?
Hello.
First off, God bless you all. Hope you all had a wonderful week. It's been 2 weeks. We didn't go live last week.
Right.
No, it's been 2 weeks.
Be 3 weeks.
All right, well, I hope everything is. Galut is prima. That's good. Van Hank. Good Dutch name, too. Video and sound is good. Hey, sound is good. Greetings from Estonia. Hi from Belgium. I saw your reminder, and I have a few questions. All right. Hammer away at the questions. Dobry večer.
I'm just going to eat chocolate.
Goroda. Skov I. Oh, that one didn't translate. Jeffrey, hello, family. First live from the house. Second. Oh, no, from the house. Yes, we did one in the yard.
In the yard.
We have done one live in the yard. Arthur, hi. Ismail, hello. Anneesa, Alien, Privyet, Muddy Water. Don't touch anything. Works and sounds great. Well, I have to touch the mouse, otherwise I can't scroll. Alex, oh, you're streaming from new home. Perfect. YouTube unsubbed me. Dirty Devils. I have heard that happens. So
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I say more often in the videos, please share the videos. More and more subscriptions, or not subscriptions, more and more sharing gets more subscription. But there's also people that get unsubscribed. I see that quite often in the comments, people that get unsubscribed. Why that happens, I don't know. If it's part of censorship, perhaps. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Where are the children? Sleeping, most of them. Wes and Waylon were just here. They brought me a cup of coffee, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, I still see a flashlight out there, so they're still outside. Joyce, hello, friends. Wada, hello to everyone. Aloka, you guys are celebrity here in USA. There can't be that many people from the USA watching us.
Because we only have, what, 8%?
But again, if you could share our videos in the USA, we would love to have a larger audience. One thing we just discussed on the other live, so we do lives second Sunday of every month on Boosty. And there's only a few people on there, so it's like all your questions get answered, basically. There's only 9, so it's a conversation for an hour long with 9 people. So if that's something you're interested in, you can subscribe to us there. It's also a way to support us financially, and we give you that live one-on-one. All your questions get answered, basically, and we get in depth on some topics once in a while too. Anyway, we discussed on there as well the profitability of YouTube, because another family we know who lost their channel, we actually don't get paid for any Russian subscribers, only Western ones, and so we do tell, or we can see how many people are subscribed, and obviously it is beneficial for us to have more Western subscribers for that reason. Also, we like showing people in the West what Russia is really like, and so the more you can share our channel over there, the more people can have their eyes open and see that, hey, this is a great option in a great country. Where'd you get that? That was in the bag too? That looks yummy. Nope. I don't need any more junk. I can't talk and eat at the same time. Where were we? Greetings from the Caribbean. Max, because we need some chocolate in our life. Hey, that's true. Good evening from Montenegro. Hi, beautiful Canaries. Loop. Skip, hello from MD USA. That would be... What's MD? Minnesota would not fit. Montana would not fit. Maine would not fit. You got me puzzled. Not sure. You got good suntan. I guess. I haven't seen much sun lately, but it's still there. Right now, it's probably the light shining on my face, too, depending on how I point it.
Maryland.
Maryland. Ah, that might make sense. Did you just come up with that, or did it show off on the screen?
Showed up.
Oh, you're cheap.
I'm not awesome.
I was like, yeah, you're smart. Hello, Traditional Values. It was great to hear your recent discussion on the channel about this and how your new life embodies that in a lost world. Thank you, Jeremy. Mr. Godspeedy, good evening. How are things with electricity? It's coming up in a video soon. We've had an interesting couple of weeks. So we've been waiting for about 2 months for electricity. At least that's what I thought we were waiting for. We just received, what do you want to call it? Permission, basically. It's like, it's great news came in. I'm like, oh, awesome, we're getting electricity. Well, we received permission to get electricity. I was like, hang on, did we not already have that? I thought we had permission already. I thought that was a given. Everybody gets electricity. So we've been waiting for a while for that. And now it could still be 4 months before we get electricity. Oh, I hope not. Hopefully something will rectify and things will go faster and we will have electricity very soon. But at this point, it is a long ways off yet. Right now, we're running on generator power. Saludos des Chile para UDS. I don't know what all that means. Saludos would be hi, and Chile. So I'm assuming hello from Chile. Hello. Plof, right. Very delicious. Hello from the USA. Privyet. This is not translated at all. There's a lot of different languages here. Plof is awesome. Yes, absolutely was. Woundshape, God bless. Aloka, by the way, how are you guys? We are doing great, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Life is good. Is that someone crying or singing?
I'm not sure. It sounds kind of like a yodel.
Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between singing or crying.
I'm not sure.
Or tractor noises or something.
Yeah, vroom, vroom,
I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but
yodel.
It's not an alarming something, that's for sure.
No, it's more like a yodel of some sort.
Yeah, they could be playing even a siren or something. I don't know. Cora's babysitting. She'll figure it out. Can you tell us when you plant fruit trees? We will make a video when we plant fruit trees. I have no idea when we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to get around to it this year just because we have a lot going on. It's an oriental dish with traditionally lamb, meat, carrot, and rice.
Howling at the moon.
It's absolutely, yeah, they might be. It's absolutely delicious, is what it was. And it reminded me of nasi goreng, which is something that we would have in the Netherlands. So the Netherlands, during the colonial periods, owned Indonesia. And that's where a lot of rice dishes entered into Dutch cuisine. And absolutely delicious as well. So it's made differently, of course, but it's still a rice dish. And this also had a lot of rice in it. It was 100% eat it again. It was very, very good.
You might have to go and figure it out.
Yeah, you might have to. It still doesn't sound alarming to me. It just sounds like somebody's goofing around, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
It's probably Finley having fun. Spreek je nog Nederlands? Ja, dat kan ik nog wel doen. I don't know all the words anymore, but I still know quite a bit of Dutch, and I can understand it, of course. Aloka, it's about your house. The questions are about my house, I'm guessing is what you meant. Yeah, if you don't feel like you can ask them on here, you can always send us an email. But otherwise, feel free to ask them here. For sure. You're sleeping in your house now, looks? No, just once in a while, not every day. We go back and forth. We have to be in the city, but we do work here, and we do sometimes sleep here. We were sleeping in a tent, but that got to be too cold at night, and the basement here is nice and insulated, so we sleep here. We actually have beds and mattresses, as you can see in one of the past videos. We brought them here, and so we divide our time back and forth. There's no showers or nothing here yet. I am working on hooking up functioning bathroom and showers and things here in the house to make that more comfortable. Also washer and dryer and stuff, so while we're here, that can all slowly but surely get into a normal life, but we are still back and forth. Greetings from Tatarstan. Thank you. Are construction materials in Russia comparable in price to Canada, US? No way, not at all. Some things are not the same here. Some things are not available here, but most things are very similar and much cheaper. So drywall, to give you an example, all the drywall that I've bought so far cost me just over 1,000 Canadian dollars. And I actually priced it out in Canada. Like I went on the websites and looked where I could buy drywall in Canada, the same stuff that I bought here, and it was almost $4,000. It was like $3,800 Canadian. So just over $1,000 now, and about $3,700 in Canada. Just the drywall. So there's many other things as well. Lumber was far cheaper. I did not bother pricing out everything in Canada, but I just know from personal experience it's much cheaper here. What else? Concrete was way cheaper here, which is self-evident. People love concrete here. I mean, even the electrical poles are made out of concrete. It always cracks me up. Concrete is very expensive in Canada. Yeah, I would say by and large, everything's much cheaper here, of course. And a lot of that's attributed to labor. It's very easy to go to the labor prices on stuff, and that's where everything comes up. So people in Canada, a lot of people have been thinking it's a good thing that minimum wage goes up, which is the basic amount you're allowed to pay an employee. And they celebrate that as, oh, it's good, it's going up, not realizing that everything goes up in price then. All of the basic services and amenities that you get go up when minimum wage goes up. So it's not good for anybody except for the government. The government gets to charge you more income tax. That's it. Everyone else suffers out of it. It doesn't make quality of life actually change. And I think that's also why a lot of products cost more money, because obviously they need to pay the employees more. Is that what he was doing? Crowing in the morning. That might make sense.
Trying to be a rooster.
I don't know what he's doing. Where's Carter's? Not down there right now.
Yeah, they were trying to hook up their earbuds or something, so I don't think they
didn't hear. Привет, Arend and Anneesa. Any news about merch, maybe? No. Okay, well, maybe. The problem is that we're not allowed to just go ahead and sell mugs. We need to have an inspection report to show that mugs are safe before we're allowed to sell them.
Well, that's with any product, so
yeah,
I
everything.
realized that. So we went and bought mugs and everything.
So we have some mugs printed, but we have no way of marketing them yet. Now that's through Ozone, so they require a certificate that they are indeed safe.
Yeah.
And every product that we want to sell would have to have a certificate from somewhere. We would like to set up our own website and sell stuff, but how do we handle that? Like, it's not like we have excess time right now. We're busy, and let's say you want to order something, well, how are we going to handle that? Like, you're gonna send me the money on my card. I have to somehow keep track, or somebody does, whatever, has to keep track of the money, who ordered what, and where we need to ship it to, and it just gets complicated. So we almost need like a separate email just for orders then. And then who's got time? I can't keep up with emails and comments now. Neither. I mean, she's even busier on some stuff. So maybe we'd have to hire somebody then to look after all that. We're just kind of stuck on that right now. We're not sure how to handle it. Ozone was an easy option that they handle the sales and they would handle the distribution, and we just dropped them off. But then you have to provide all of this paperwork. So I don't know. We're still working on it. We would like to have it for you guys. We do have stuff. We also bought equipment so we can print our own shirts. So we're actually making the merch ourselves. The hats, this one here too. This one didn't turn out the greatest, just color-wise, but we're still working on it. The stuff that we've made ourselves. But yeah, hopefully we'll figure it out, right?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I'm kind of at a standstill on that, and it's just been really busy these last few weeks. So
yeah. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. Philippe, my support and my think and my prayer for your family. Thank you very much. Prayers are 100% always welcome, and we could use them. We need them. Great to see you live. How was the day? Excellent. We had a wonderful day. Very good. Hack Cult, I'm from the U.S. I watch. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Jeremy, Wisconsin here. Land that I love. Hello from Northwest Indiana. We need to see more of Ariana's bright, shiny face.
She's so shy.
Yeah, she's not much for the cameras, that's for sure. Yeah, this should be translating. I don't understand what's going on. How did you do it over here?
No, you click on. Well, you can translate. Could be because you.
Most of them
you
are.
opened it in the index. That's why.
Oh, we disappeared. Now I can't. I just have to talk to you.
You just gotta wait a minute. That's why.
I didn't know that. Nobody told me. No one told me what to do. No, first. Somebody's watching. New friend of mine. Well, obviously you can see it on here because you're watching, but they just said I don't need certificate to sell on a Vito. So good to know. Maybe that's the guy to help us get it set up.
All right, let's try this again.
Where were we?
This is at the bottom. So
all right, well, whoop, stop right there. That's good. Texas. Oh, you got to translate yet?
Ta-da.
There it is. Have you found any, at least partially secure ways to transfer your money from Canada to Russia? That's an ongoing challenge. It's an ongoing challenge. Like I tell everybody, bring cash if you're coming, because that's easy to do. You can fill a whole suitcase
Cash
full of
with
it.
a receipt of where it came from.
Yeah. You need to have some proof of where it came from, so they know you're not some drug money laundering person. That's the easiest one.
That's basically it.
Third country is possible. It's a pain. You got to do your own homework. It's doable. There are countries that still work with Russia, so it is doable. Go there first, set up a bank account, send your stuff over. What was the other one? Crypto works. I think our issue with crypto was because of Binance. I don't understand crypto, so please don't take advice from me. But the guy that I used Binance, a friend of mine, and Binance apparently doesn't really like Russia, if I understand correctly, and that creates a problem. But there are crypto ways. I know people who are doing it and very successfully moving money, and it's not an issue at all. So, you just have to find the right sources, I guess. We're not savvy enough in crypto and all that stuff. And then, of course, there's always people that need money. So, I mean, there's just ways of moving things. Businesses are still doing business outside of Russia, so there is ways of doing it. It's just a matter. Have we found a good way? Not really. We're still working on it. Greetings from Germany. Thank you, Alex. Light. Yes, lots of people don't understand inflation-derived GDP increases. Absolutely. Yeah, they think it's a good thing. And I always joke every time I see minimum wage go up, it only helps the government. That's the one that benefits because they get to charge a whole lot more income tax. I wish you and your family good health. I am glad that you like our land. It is wonderful. Take care of it, and it will take care of you. Amen. It doesn't matter where you live, that's true. And it will become yours. In fact, yours, and you will belong to it. From Evgeny. Natalie, greetings from southern city of Krasnodar. Frank Mary, they will definitely learn it. Children, as I understand it, are actively learning it since it has already been heard many times. And parents are not yet enough time because of the rush to build a house. Winter is coming. I guess there was a question about language. Yes, we're learning. Ismail, USA is $34 trillion in debt. Isn't that mind-boggling? That's just government debt, never mind consumer debt. Add that up. Do the math on how many dollars. I've done it. I can't do it right now, but I've done it on how many dollars that is for every working American. You got to take the kids off and people on disabilities and old people. Every working American, do the math on that. It is staggering. Minimum wage going up is why a Big Mac combo costs $14. Yep. Absolutely not true. Wages are not 100% reciprocal to costs. Wow. Actually, they are. Absolutely not true. It is true. Because everything, okay, the person flipping your burger at McDonald's gets paid more, then obviously they have to charge more for the Big Mac burger. The clothing you buy at Walmart, the water bottles you buy, everything is related to wage because there's a cost factor to making the production. The company's not going to make less profit, right? There's no company that's going to say, oh, okay, we'll pay our employees more and we'll just make less. No, companies, corporate entities are designed to make profits and always make more profits. So if they make 100,000 this year, the shareholders will want 120,000 next year. It's just the way it goes. And if their costs go up, they'll charge more. It's always been that way. That's just how business works. And so that gets passed on to the consumer, and the consumer then ends up paying more. And so the whole system, nobody actually gets ahead. Aaron, I propose to open a construction company. We will build frame houses. I have clients. You have a job. We divide the profit 50-50. I need more of me. There's not enough hours in a day. My family needs me here. My hope and my to be here farming and maybe educating. Zach, I am traveling to Russia in 8 days. Can't wait to see the in-laws again. They're great. Down there's no quota on milk and prices. Jamie, how long until you get wood heater set up? Probably bring it here next week. Not sure. We are talking about maybe setting up a banya. Should make all the Russians super excited. We've never had one, but I need something in the yard. I feel like I need something that I can put the wood boiler in and have a stash of wood in and maybe a garden shed so she can have some of the gardening tools in, and why not put a banya in it at the same time. So that might be an upcoming project in the backyard. Do Russians use Phillips or Robertson? Sadly, they use Phillips. There's no Robertson screws here. I don't even think they know that it exists. Robertson, in case you're wondering, is the best screw. It's Canadian invention.
The only thing that Canadians made.
Yeah, now I have, okay, so since my rant on Phillips screws, I have actually found better screws and better bits, and I am no longer as frustrated. They work much better. The ones I first bought when I got here were horrible, and now I'm buying good quality deck screw, basically, but with still a star bit. If you're wondering what a Robertson is, it's a square bit, and it's very much loved in Canada. Good evening, Rent and Anneesa. It is interesting to hear from you what your eldest son say to you after watching your videos. I mean, the son who stayed in Canada. Health and good luck to him. Oh, he finds it all very interesting as well. He's still planning on coming here for a visit at some point, but he has a great job. He's got a great circle of friends. He's got a good life where he is. I speak German, so Heerlijk Rustig is a Dutch song, an old one, similar to German. Video quality is fantastic, like it's not a live stream, but rather a pre-recorded video. Excellent. The internet is by far way better here on the farm than it is in the city. I don't know why that is, but it's terrible in the city. Where we live in the city, anyway. How weird it is to open windows inward. I agree. Well, I don't know if it's weird. It's different.
Yeah. I think it's different.
Different.
I haven't used them enough to even really think about it.
No, well, we don't live in here yet. So.
No.
Russian language tutor. Can you sell merch through a veto? Yes, apparently. Apparently we can. I was just told that.
We'll look into it.
We're going to look into it. Relic, Ian, Nunn, both, and Torex as well. Hang on. Is that going to the Robertson guy? Ian, Nunn, do you use Phillips or Robertson screws? Hey, you gotta email me that relic. If there is a Robertson screw available in Russia, I would like to know about it. Torex, yes, but I don't know about Robertson. I hope that you understand that it is cheaper to live in Russia, but you will also earn just as little while you are living on the accumulated, but it will end. Okay, so this is an interesting one. I've thought about doing a video on at some point. Yes, you earn less in Russia. But what people fail to understand, and people in the West fail to understand, maybe because they're blinded by media and falsehoods, you are overtaxed, like big time. So literally, I'm not kidding. People have studied this from January all the way through till August is what it used to be, is how long you work for the government. And people don't believe that, but it's true. Go add up all the taxes you spend. You work from January to August. It's 8 months of the year is spent on taxes. Yeah, out of the 12. That's phenomenal. It's 3/4, 75% of your income goes to taxes. And now it's changed. It's now till September. That's 9 months of the year you are spending on taxes. 80% of your income. That's nuts. You don't spend that here in Russia. So yes, you earn less, but that don't matter. Your quality of life is better here. Your costs are lower here. Groceries are lower, rent is lower, housing is lower, vehicles are lower, gas is lower, Wi-Fi is lower, you name it, it's cheaper.
I feel like we're
And-
just not burdened.
No, not burden. And this is, again, you might not believe me, you might believe me, it doesn't really matter. But people that are leaving here, going there for a better future, are coming back. Why? Because they realize it's not the dream it used to be. You can't afford to buy a house over there. You can afford to buy one here. Right? You can actually still save up to buy a home here. You can't do that in Canada because the costs
Somebody
go up
just said
higher.
that UK, it's 47% for taxes.
There you go. The cost of living goes up, or the cost of the house goes up faster, than you can save. This is a proven fact. So if you live in Toronto, you can make a bunch of money and you can buy a house way far away from Toronto, sure, but you can never afford to buy one in Toronto. It's just not possible anymore. And people can hardly afford to go to school. It's
You'll
just
never
absolutely
see a
crazy.
Russian working 2 to 3 jobs.
That too. So we traveled through the States. I ran into a lot of people that were working 1.5, 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet and still not making it. Right? There was a study done 5 years ago that 80% of Canadians could not afford the debt that they currently had. If you don't know what that means, it means that they are going farther in debt every year just to maintain the lifestyle that they currently have. That's not sustainable. That's just depressing. Who wants to live like that? Yes, some people live, we have that 1% or whatever that's living very great. And maybe if you already own a house, then you're laughing because that house is going up in value every year and you're making a lot of money. But for the vast majority of people, especially the young people, that is not the case. There is no chance to buy a home. In here, there is. So whoever comes up with these ideas, you can say all day long that Russians don't make enough money. Here, I see Russians working one job, and I see them having time to play in the park with their kids.
Just take walks.
They got time to go skating and biking and walking, and they got all sorts of spare
That's one
time.
thing we've noticed even with ourselves and them is that we are so used to that hustle and bustle, having to work.
We never stop.
No. Well, because we couldn't, right? You had to make money, had to make money, and I've noticed that.
If they were so burdened and so poor here, they would not have spare time. They would be working and looking for more jobs, and they seem to have lots of spare time. They also seem to enjoy their time. You can see it in their eyes. They just seem happier. They don't seem empty. A lot of people we run into in the West, not everybody, I'm generalizing, but a lot of people we ran into, they seem just hopeless because it's a never-ending burden of debt and they can't get out of. And that's not a problem here. So by all metrics, in my opinion, it is much better here. Sorry for my rant. My apologies.
People seem to like it.
Oh, good. I want hair like rent. Why? What's with my hair? It's not that special. Let's see. This is what I would recommend in terms of selling merchandise. There are merchandise supply companies. They think about maybe 10 to 20% to cut. You can even design and have them deal with the logistics. We considered that, even just for the first time right now. Aaron, God and Russians with you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for answering my question. Good luck to you and yours. You're welcome, although I don't remember what the question was. What's up here? Charmed Superior, thank you for your super chat. $4.99. That's euros, isn't it? Or is that pounds? Pounds, maybe. Love to you all. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Are you staying in the same apartment as when you got here? Yes. Yeah, it suits us very well. It's nice people, safe place to live. Scroll down a little bit. Greetings from Kazakhstan. Jill, are you staying in the same part? Oh, that didn't go down at all. I thought it went down. Still in the same spot. There we go. Coronel or Cremona Primrose. Do they have a great selection of cast iron frying pans and roasters? We have not found anything.
I have not found any.
Anneesa was sure she would find a ton of cast iron stuff here because this country is more
aluminum.
Old school and traditional.
Yeah, I was really disappointed.
We have not yet found any cast iron at all. I'm sure it probably exists. I can't say it wouldn't
pans.
exist.
We're talking about pans, like hard, thick.
Yeah.
Cast iron, like frying pans.
Dutch ovens and frying pans and things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in this area. Maybe it's here somewhere. I would love some. If anybody knows where to find them, let me know.
Enjoy the shopping videos. Thank you. Yeah, we haven't done them in a while. It's not really our cup of tea, I guess. We're usually farming and construction, but obviously there was nothing else to do, so we started
design or as we start to put things in the house.
We'll probably do more shopping videos again. Good fellow, Wi-Fi in Russia is $6-7 a month. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. For my phone, it would cost $120 in Canada.
Yeah, and then some.
And now I pay like $7, $8, something like that. I love Torx. Yes, they are great. Russian language tutor Banya. Yes, you're gonna love it. Maybe. I don't actually like the heat that much. Like if we steam up the shower or something in there,
I will love it.
Yeah, I think so.
I will.
You love it, yeah.
Yeah, I love it because
I think for those cold days where like the cold sinks into your bones, it would be awesome.
Yeah, but like even like the other day, like I love hot tubs. We went to that hotel the other day and we had that hot, and you just feel the sweat pouring out of your body, and it's just it cleanses. I just find it so good for you.
What happened to our internet here? You guys still got good video going on?
Yeah.
All right, the laptop seems so quick. Did you submit well water samples for testing? Also, any chance of connecting to a gas electricity line before it gets colder? The well water was submitted for testing, came back very good. It's good water. Tastes good. Any chance to connect to gas? No, there's no gas available yet. Maybe next year. Electricity, I was hoping so. We've waited 2 months. We just found out a couple days ago that we have permission to get hooked up. That's all that's been accomplished so far. And it sounds like it could be 4 more months before we get electricity. And I really hope that's not the case because I would like electricity yesterday. I thought that's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, I did too.
Dictation is messed up for me, but there are a lot of websites to do the work. Michael, have you explored the Holy Orthodox Church? Have you found a church yet? I'm assuming you're meaning exploring the religion, like the faith itself. Still exploring. Have you found a church yet? I haven't really actively looked for a church, so kind of hard to find one then. There are a lot of Orthodox churches here, if you specifically mean that, and I love visiting and looking. Will you do ventilation of rooms, baths, kitchens, or will it be natural ventilations? And why aren't you sheeting the house from the outside? I'm not sure what you mean with natural ventilation or sheeting the house. The house is sheeted. It's got sheeting on and it's got insulation on the outside and it's got house wrap. Maybe it means siding?
Siding, probably.
This is not important. Right now the house is waterproof.
Yeah.
And it's not a priority.
Like, we will.
Oh, we will eventually, yes.
We plan on doing it.
Yeah.
It's just, we haven't yet.
Right. It will happen, but right now the focus is on the inside so that we will be able to move in. So drywalling, mudding, painting, trim, flooring.
At the moment, no water can get in.
Right.
Just to repeat that.
It is waterproof.
Yes.
And it can stay this way for years if needed, but I'm going to get the inside done. As soon as that's done, we're going to be on the outside. Yes, it can.
It can.
It can.
I know.
It won't, but it can. I don't want you to confuse them,
I'm
though.
just teasing.
It is good to go.
It is good, but his wife won't allow it.
No, neither will I. I want it done too.
Yes.
But, I'm glad you're in your home. Laser, grew up in Soviet Union, have been living in Ontario for the last 30 years. God bless you folks. Thank you very much. Good fella, it's easier to open windows inward than to lift up every time. No, I don't agree with that at all. They're very easy to lift up. They're spring-loaded. You can lift them with one finger.
What are you talking about, sorry?
Opening windows. They're super easy to open up and down. Not a problem at all.
If they're too tight, then they're not done right.
Yeah, then they're not installed right. Hey, that's right. If they're too tight, then they're not done right.
There you go.
Oh, we have another super chat from Spuruk. 5 BGN. I don't know what BGN is. You guys are amazing for what you built in such a short time. 100%. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Oh, this one doesn't come off the screen. That one did. Oh, this is a different one. That's why. Charm Superior, £4.99. Another super chat. Thank you very much. Buy the children an ice cream.
They love that.
Michael, for the winter time, have you where did it go? Have you considered a tutor to teach your and your children Russian? You certainly need some progress in that regard. Yes, actually, we've mentioned that many times on the channel. That is something we would be interested in doing, and having a lady actually come here and teach even Russian curriculum, perhaps, but especially focused on language. But in our home, so it's still a homeschool. This is something people are confused about. I've seen it in the comments a lot about homeschooling. Homeschooling doesn't mean the kids don't learn. They study at home. They still learn the same thing as other kids. They just do it at home.
With books.
Yeah, and the vast majority of homeschooled kids can actually get everything done faster. You can learn like an entire day of schooling in like 3-4 hours rather than 8 hours, and then the kids get all afternoon to go and play and work and do whatever they feel like doing. Build stuff, bike, whatever they want to do. Going to school, you're teaching to the slowest denominator in the class. So whatever kid learns the slowest, that's as fast as the teacher can go, basically. And the other kids have to wait. When you're homeschooling, it's the same idea, I guess, but you only have your own kids and you can focus one-on-one much easier. A lot of the curriculums that we use are semi-self-taught. They're very explanatory and the kids can do it themselves. So the kids still study, they're still reading books, they're learning history, they're learning sciences, they're learning biology, they're learning whatever, same stuff the other kids learn. Dennis Friesian, €5. Thank you, Dennis. Super chat. Hello from Germany near Netherlands. Thank you very much, Dennis. And Light American Race Quit. $20 super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you. There's no check mark. I can't even check it. Can I? What do I do with this?
Why is this one different then?
I don't know.
It says that it was a super, the other ones weren't.
Nijnayo. But normally I can sum it up, but I can't do that on this one. I don't know. Svetlana, translation after broadcast. Light American. PPP is high in Russia, except when you add electronics. Jeffrey, everything is lower except the quality of life in Russia. Woohoo, you are so right on, Aaron. I think we're talking about finance here, maybe. Anyway, Charmed, people are desperate to leave the UK. We have high crime rates, poor education system, and terrible communities. Yep, it all comes from terrible government, if you want to think about it. Poor leadership has led most Western countries in the wrong direction. I got like the 30th cup today. Sorry. Anastasia, may you be warm too.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they mean you.
Yeah.
Anneesa. Maybe there's a Russian way of saying Anneesa. Why'd you take my cup? Swedish house boss, do you ever miss the diversity, parades, etc.?
No.
Diversity, I mean, if you're talking about homosexuality and stuff, no, of course not. Other than that, Russia's got lots of diversity. It's probably way more diverse than Canada ever was, as far as the people and cultures, religions, traditions. This country is massive and has so much different aspects to it, so many different angles, I guess. So it's a very diverse country. And as far as parades, they got better parades here. Military parade we saw there on May 9th was absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen something like that in Canada. Imagination here in New Zealand, average house price is $1 million. There you go. That's not affordable. Bum, 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 bum. Where did I go? Don't forget medical expenses in the U.S., especially if you have a chronic medical condition. Yes, that can add up massively, I'm told. Quality of life, I think so. Australians have hit the bottom. Hope is on you. There's quite a few Australians moving here as well. Something people should consider. Have you seen tree services in Russia? I'm a tree guy. I would start a tree service. Maybe a Russian individual could answer that. I'm not sure what you mean with tree services per se.
Well, if a tree falls down, then he would come and clean it.
Oh, I'm sure that would exist, I would think.
I would think, but maybe more in other areas.
Yeah. I don't know. Is this your new home? Yes, we are in our home right now. It's only a small portion of it.
We're not. We're just here. Like, we're not living in it yet.
Oh, no, but we're in it. Are we not?
We're sitting in it at the moment, yeah.
That's what they're asked.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
Are you half asleep or what?
So.
Where does so much bile come from on Australians? Where are you guys? You need to be kinder. Okay, I must have missed something there. I have no idea. I like Australians, so I don't know. Must not be for us. Tito brothers, hello to all of you, especially the two youngest ones. Hello to you too. Thank you. Ilya, hi from Georgia, USA. We can't wait to move to Russia. Mute totaling has such a stigma. People are naive about it. Oh, 100%. It's like they think our kids just eat candy and play all day. I had someone mention about socialization, and that one cracks me up because our kids are in a family of 10. I mean, if they can't figure out how to socialize and communicate.
We had the same concerns, though, when we first took them
first
out.
started, yes.
Yeah, I remember saying, like, I was going to homeschool the children, and you were really worried about it.
Originally, yeah.
Right?
Way back when.
Yeah, but I think... I just see my kids.
Anybody that's met our kids, they have no problem holding a conversation with an adult.
No,
socialization is not an issue.
issue.
And if I see
the
kids,
only one I would say would.
Oh, my light's on.
Only one that I would say would be Ariana, but again, that's her character. That's nothing to do with her being
Nothing to do with school.
No, it's just her character. She's bashful.
But I was walking through a park the other day. Boys, school-age boys, sitting on a bench beside each other, socializing, all doing this.
Yeah, they were
all three of them. They were playing a game, no talking. And I was like, okay, well, that's the idea of socialization. Now, obviously, not everybody's like that, but I think our children can socialize very well. I've been speaking to the plastic Russian and English guy from the UK about moving to Russia. He is a good man. I don't know who the plastic Russian is. How far is your closest neighbor? Have you made any friends in your area? Yes. Earlier in the live stream, we said we just had supper at a friend's place today, neighboring village, not in our village. How close is the nearest neighbor?
No.
200 meters or something like that is the house.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously on our land, and then there's a village not too far away. So there are people in the village that we communicate with and that come over here and bring us stuff. Yeah, very friendly people. Greetings from our family from Vancouver, BC to your family. Hello. Billy, VG, neither 20K or 75K get you very far in the West, though. No, they don't. Benedict, hello, Arend. Hello, Anneesa. Hello, everyone from Russia. Vladimir. Thank you. Subconscious Tales. Hey, guys, love your family. One of my friends asked me, what if some of your future children are homosexual? In a conservative Russia, aren't you afraid in this case for their safety? Children, hey, should not touch this subject?
I'm not afraid for their safety.
Oh, we're not safe, no. For one, you're allowed to be homosexual here if you want to be. The rules and the laws are that you just do your own thing privately. just like heterosexual couples shouldn't be doing sexual acts in public. The issues in the West are that people are openly parading their sexuality to little children. That's the problem. Right? I don't care if you want to be homosexual, do it in your own home. I disagree with it from a biblical standpoint, and I would love to see you repent from that. But I mean, honestly, do whatever you want to do in your own home. It's not my problem. But when you start forcing that education on my child, now we have a problem. When you start pushing it, that's a problem. And so that's the main issue. And the laws here do not forbid you from being homosexual. It's not the Middle East somewhere where you're going to get killed for being homosexual. You can do as you please. Don't push it on the children. As far as our children, I am not concerned about our children becoming that. I believe it is caused by poor parenting and poor lifestyle and quite often abuse. It is not something that I don't believe people are born that way. That's my personal viewpoints. Dimitri, question: do you ever quarrel? What is the key to a long-term relationship? Love to you all. Sure we do.
Quarrel?
Fight.
You and I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course we do. That's
no, we don't. Not really.
not in a bad way.
Not really.
Yeah, we do. We argue
We
about stuff.
disagree.
We're arguing right now. See, she says we don't argue. I say we do.
We disagree.
Yes.
But we don't argue.
Number one, spend more time picking a partner. I think a lot of people just pick for bad reasons.
Like when we first got married and we didn't know the Lord, we argued and we fought. And we weren't very good people to each other.
Yeah, even then, we always got along on most issues.
Not
I wouldn't
really.
agree with
I
that
remember
either.
our huge fight.
Over a bath mat.
Yeah, but not even that. Like we used to. Like I wasn't a submissive wife, and you were not a very
Maybe,
good
but I still,
husband.
compared to some people, I don't think we've ever had that bad. I think you need to make sure you pick a partner that has a lot of similarities and things in common as you do. And we also need to agree to certain things. Like,
Yeah, but like when we first got together, again, when we weren't Christians, you and I finally sat down because we were disagreeing all the time. You have such a short memory. But you,
that's the key to a long, happy relationship.
Be forgetful. Anyway, he finally just sat down and said, listen, if we're going to make this work, we have to decide right now, at this moment. Are we going to choose, like we need to choose to be happy?
When would this have been? Like when we first got together?
Yeah, like our first year of marriage.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't even think back to that.
Well, you must have been a pretty good talker because it seemed to help the
There you go.
situation. Yeah, but we had a choice whether or not we were going to choose to just be happy in our marriage or whether we're going to choose to just be miserable for the rest of our lives, right? And that's why he
All in all, though, we are very similar. We agree with things, and we talk everything out. We're both very critical of everything, like especially ourselves, and analyze everything all the time. So that helps us in our relationship. We can see things that are not going right, and we can see things that need improvement. We discuss them. We've always mentioned that too. We need to be open.
Yeah.
It's her job to keep me accountable, my job to keep her accountable, both of our jobs to keep the kids accountable. We just discuss everything all the time.
Well, even like I have a right to my feelings, so you might not agree with my feelings, and you might not agree
And your
with
thoughts.
my thoughts. I have a right to those thoughts and my opinions and and my feelings, right? So he might not realize he's hurt my feelings, but then I tell him that you hurt my feelings. He's like, oh well, I didn't know that, and I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Yeah, but you still did. That's still like
Open dialogue.
Yeah,
No
communication.
secrets.
Yeah,
No secrets.
No, secrets are not allowed in our house. Even with the children. I said secrets are not allowed.
No.
We're not allowed, like a lot of people are like, oh, it's our little secret. No. We
Not
have
our home.
surprises, not secrets.
Right. So, but always having open dialogue. If something bothers me, I tell her about it. If she does, parent something wrong, never disagree with her in front of the kids, and vice versa. There's so many different keys. A lot of it I find is just common sense, but
Biggest one is communication.
yeah,
It's always being open.
making
Even
sure you
if-
take time for
yeah,
each other. I
yeah.
think that's very important. Life gets busy.
Even
set a
if
bit
we
of
don't
time.
like the communication that comes out of each other's mouths, at the end of the day, I always appreciate the communication.
Mhm.
Right?
We both take our roles seriously, our responsibilities seriously. Like every father, however you want to run your house, at the end of the day, when you stand before the throne of God, God's going to be asking the father of the home how things went in the home. And I could say, well, I had nothing to do with it. Look at her. He's like, no, I left you in charge. So, and we both feel that strongly. So, yeah, we're on the same page. I think that's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Working together. Thank you for thinking we have a great relationship. That's nice.
Do we have an influence?
Sanyo, Stromcat, Australians
That's a
who are
joke.
in Altai. Pale, how many hectares of land did you buy, and is it all farmland situated around your new house? We bought 113 hectares. And is it all farmland situated around your new house? Not sure I understand, but all the land is here, yes. Why don't you sleep? I don't know, it's highly overrated. You can't get any work done.
He used to sleep so sound.
Oh,
Can I tell him this funny story?
Which one?
The
with the window that blew over?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
I didn't eat chocolate.
when we first got married, he slept so sound, that I would be like up with the babies.
What is this?
And it's a chocolate bar or something. I would be up with the babies all night, and he'd get up in the morning and be like, "Oh, I slept so good," and I'd be like, red-eyed.
We used to joke that
miserable.
somebody could rob our house, and I would just wake up on the floor with no blankets and no bed, and I would never have a clue what happened because I slept so well.
So one night it was storming so bad, and we were renovating this house,
really
and it
good.
was like really old windows and stuff, and we were renovating this house, and I was like so scared because it was like storming so bad. Anyway, the eaves trough on the one side of the house ripped off and smashed through the window, and it like woke us up, like, yeah. Anyway, I like scream at him, "Hi!" I can't even tell it. He jumps out of bed. He runs out into the hallway. He runs down the hallway. He comes back down the hallway. He looks into the bedroom. He's like, "What? He didn't even know what had happened. I'm like, "That way." Anyway, he was so sound asleep. But at the exact same time, you said that you were dreaming about a truck.
I was having a dream. I was driving a transport truck for the first time, and then the window smashed. So.
Yeah. He was a terrible driver, I guess. He slept so sound. It was funny.
That was really good.
What is it?
I don't know. It's got like peanut butter or something. No.
Reese's Pieces?
Not quite.
One of these.
Sorry, I gotta finish this. It's really good. Now what do I do? Anyway, why don't we sleep? We do sleep sometimes, but I wake up tired. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm just always tired. I always say I'll sleep when I'm dead. I have lots of time to catch up then. Paul, I was homeschooled. Yeah, nothing wrong with being homeschooled. Goodfellow Sailor, they were coming to help. I'm not sure what that one is. Max, cast iron pans weren't sold in your typical houseware store. They're only sold in professional kitchen appliance stores. Assuming you mean in Russia? That's interesting. Natalie, I watched your videos every day. I really like your family, but now I have a question. On September 2nd, the school year began in Russia. Do your children go to school? This is very important. And this is something that gets answered over and over and over. So I'm just assuming this is a new question for you, but it has been answered many times. We homeschool our children. So they learn here in the home. They study the same subjects as normal kids.
Translation, they don't do that?
Maybe. It's not that they play, they study. They have books, they have a curriculum to follow, they learn. We typically don't even take off for summer holidays. We might take a break a couple days in a week, and then another week. We don't have the same schedule as a regular school, but we learn all year long. They continue on with their studies. On top of their school books and regular studies, they also learn practical everyday skills. As you can see, our children can build a house. I would think most children their age cannot. And our children are able to do business. Most children their age cannot. Cora at 14 years old could run our farm stand, dealing with customers, buying, selling, making deals, earning money. She did quite well on that, and that's part of homeschooling. She's learning. And while she was there between customers, she was doing her books. Lots of things. So they learn that. They also learn life skills. They learn just things that they don't teach in school.
How will you
Homeschooling the Russian language? Well, we won't, but they have tutors for that.
Yes.
So online tutors that teach Russian language. Cora can speak very well in Russian already.
Very well.
And the other children, she's obviously extremely bright and intelligent and picks things up very quickly, but yeah, no problems. Are the laws more lenient as far as what you can do with your own land in Russia as opposed to the West? I don't know all of that. I would think it's probably more lenient in the West, but I don't know all of the ins and outs here yet.
Every area in the West is different too, and every area in Russia is different.
Have you seen a strong bear yet? Nope. I haven't seen any bears yet. Why is subtitles not available? It's a live stream. They are never available on a live stream. And what about the Australians? I'm assuming you mean Australians. I don't know what about them. Please clarify your question. North Saskatchewan guy, you should get the electricians to wire a plug to your breaker box so you can hook a generator up to power your house until you get permanent electricity. We don't have a breaker panel yet. I don't know why not. It can't be that hard to do, I wouldn't think, but at this point there's no breaker panel yet. It sounds like they had to maybe buy something specific or special. I'm not sure when it's coming. But then that is the plan, actually, is to have everything wired into the breaker panel and then have one switch we can flip so that in case the power goes out, electricity is not working, that the generator will run a few essentials in the home. There's quite a lot of cast iron pans on wild berries. What time is it?
It's almost an hour now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we'll carry on here a minute. A lot on wild berries. Oh, that's good to know.
Are they cast though? Or are they just cast coated?
Well, she says they're cast. I'll have to look. Neon Nights, Pavel 105. That's exactly what I think. People share their lives, and if there's an opportunity to earn extra money, it's okay. Not sure. I heard the Russian word fire. Nizna. Getting cooler here in Ottawa. Only plus 12 and windy. Yeah, it's got some cooler nights here as well. Actually, this week's pretty good. It's been good all week. Another fly again.
Oh, yeah.
Dopey flies. You know it's this time of year. These guys get all silly this time of year. Have you been to Moscow already, Michael? Yes, we went there this week, actually. We had to go for a TV thing. We were going to stay for 4 days, but should I tell that now or leave it for later? Long story short, they got us into 2 separate rooms instead of 1. We were hoping for a house. They paid for it all. The one room seemed okay. The other room, when I flipped the lights on at night, a bunch of cockroaches went running. Yeah, that took the joy out of that room pretty quick. We decided, you know what, forget it. We're going home. So we were going to stay in Moscow and wander around for 3-4 days. We decided, no. We hightailed it back home. Got back here around 2:30 in the morning, and we'll go back to Moscow another day. I didn't really want to sleep with cockroaches. Hello world, the rogue less traveled, asking about insurance over there. Oh, okay, I don't know the full question. Vehicle insurance is extremely cheap. I don't even know what I'm paying right now, but it's very, very, very cheap. I think we pay once a year.
I think
Must be, because I don't pay every month, and it's like very, very cheap. The key to a happy marriage is noise canceling headphones. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, right.
Selective hearing works too, or if you go deaf. Huh? Yeah.
I got him tested this hearing tested 5 years in or something. He's not deaf.
No, just
Well,
selective.
You are, but
Victor, greetings from America, South Carolina. Dasha, you have already been supplied with electricity. No, we don't have electricity. We're running on a generator. Please answer the question about HVAC. I have not seen a question about HVAC. And we're not putting anything in. HVAC is vacuum, right?
I don't know.
Let me just double check for sure so I can answer you properly, but I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same thing. HVAC. Heating, ventilation, and air con radiators. Water flowing through radiators underneath the windows. Basically, all the windows have one appropriately sized to the rooms. Everything will be heated by a outdoor wood boiler. Right now, we have been supplied with one from a friend of ours who no longer needs it, and we're going to use it. All right, I'll answer that one in a minute. But eventually we're going to get a bigger one because I'm going to have a workshop. I want it heated, and I'm hoping to put a greenhouse closer to the house here and also want it heated. So we'll be putting a fairly large wood burning boiler in and run that on it. What else? No air conditioning. We've never had air conditioning. Don't feel a need for it. Ventilation.
We might have one of those units in our room.
Oh, just on the wall. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Ours catches a lot more south, so we may do that. But otherwise, not so much. And fans work great for sleeping as well. Okay, that question was, I'm very interested in who will decorate your house, design the rooms, your wife or you together. That would be my lovely wife. We don't even argue about that anymore.
Sometimes we do. We did about this cover the other day.
Yeah, she had a crazy idea. But we ended up on the same page. See,
I know, because he just can't visualize what I'm visualizing. I have to literally show him.
I'm a visual guy.
I have to show him a picture. But I have already, in this house, I have everything planned out in my head. And I haven't told him all the ins and outs. I just told him how I wanted the house built. So he's just building at that part. We haven't got to the designing.
But we've been doing this for like 16 years now. I just trust her judgment on it.
Right. So like I designed how I wanted it built. I had a little bit of a different design. We changed it because of where we changed our location. But now that we've got this part built, I haven't actually told him my designs for the actual inside of the house yet. So when we were discussing the other day about this front entrance cover, he kept talking about this silly corner that he kept talking about. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Silly corner. I want to put like a flower pot there or something, right?
It was silly.
Anyway, well, it was because he had in his mind, he had this ugly 2x4 cupboard.
It was really nice.
In this cupboard that he was going to build. I'm like, why would you build such, no. Anyway, so I finally told him what my thoughts were, and he was like, oh, and it was totally fine. But like,
And we're on the same page. We both want the same thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
so I laughed because it was like, no, we're not having that. No, we're not having that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, so Pinterest, if you're familiar with that or not, I guess probably just from the West.
It in years.
No, but you used to, because I need visual. I can
Yeah.
build pretty much anything, but I need to know what it's going to look like. And also, like, when she explains something sometimes, I'm like, that's going to look awful. And then she shows me a picture. I'm like, hey, that's really nice. The last place we put in a concrete countertop. When she first called me, it's like, because we were trying to figure out what kind of countertops we had, and she's like, calling me, hey, I got this idea. We'll do a concrete countertop. And I was like, are you nuts? We're not put a concrete countertop. That'll look terrible. I was like, oh, man. I think I was working at Nathan's at that
It
time.
looks really nice.
And then she sent me a picture. I'm like, hey, that's beautiful. So we ended up putting a concrete countertop in. It was awesome. Worked out great. Nice clear epoxy coating over the top. Beautiful countertop.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like cheap because I had a couple of leftover bags of concrete laying around. We just mixed them up in the wheelbarrow, tossed her down. Great countertop.
There's videos on our channel on that.
Yeah, if you want to see how that turned out, check out our videos on the channel for sure. Let's see here. Let's see. There is a great comment here. Hello from Elmira, Ontario. That's great because Elmira is awesome. I grew up in Salem, Ontario. So you should know where that is if you're from Elmira. It's very close by. And Elmira is a really cool part of Ontario. Next one, Maddie McMatface. Is that actually your name? Or is that just made up? It's got to be made up. McMatface. That's an interesting last name. I like that. As a former school teacher, homeschooling is way better.
Huh.
Most of my students pass certificates, but none of them could build a home, grow food to eat, operate machines, and power tools. Exactly.
Not even just that. Just like we do home ec too. Right?
Okay, but
So,
I've
like,
never met a homeschooled kid that was dumb.
No.
They all have a great education, plus a whole lot of other skills.
Right.
Everybody thinks that schools, like you need to go to school to learn. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn all of that stuff at home. You have to be disciplined, right? But you can learn it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And if I've seen schools, I haven't been to one in a long time now, but I've been to Canadian schools in the middle of the day and there's kids wandering around the hall and the teacher can't control these kids. They can't make them sit. They can't make them go to class. They basically do whatever they feel like doing. At home here, they do not do that. If we tell them to sit down and learn, they sit down and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll
I
focus.
find that at home they're more open to ask questions too that they might not have done at school because they'd be insecure about it. Like
That too.
we had the conversation the other night. One of our kids, the younger children, were asking about the solar system, and it was like that just opened a whole other
Yeah, we had an impromptu
Converse,
45
yeah,
minutes discussing the solar system and all the planets.
and how it works and then one question after the other question after the other question, and then it was like funny because the one child asked. But then the other one was standing kind of in the distance, and you could just see his gears just going. Like he was younger than the next one, but he was like, "Okay, well, how does that work?" And then it was like, taking the time to teach them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sorry if you've been asked this before, but did you need planning permission for your house? Great question. No, not really. We need to, I mean, certain areas you can build a house, certain ones you can't. So obviously we figured that out when we bought the land. Hey, can we build here or can't we? Yes, you may. And yeah, we just start building. There's not really, there is code, but there isn't really. I mean, obviously you got to do a good job. You're going to live in the thing. You don't want it to fall on your head. Now you do need to meet certain requirements in order to register your home. So in that sense, you kind of do have a code, I guess, to follow. There has to be some stuff in your house, but it's pretty loosely regulated. At least in this area. I don't know if all of Russia is the same or not. I have no idea. What time is it? Oh, good question. It is 10:15 here in Russia. There's over 160 different nationalities living in Russia. That's what I was talking about, the diversity that somebody brought up earlier. You can't get more diverse than that. Like 160 nationalities. That's amazing. All in one country, all getting along. Neon Knights, what is the importance of going to school? Now it's aimed at somebody else, but it's a great question. It's because people think you can't learn anywhere else. Just like doctors, medical help. All right, my wife knows a lot about medicine. We raise a lot of kids. We do not run to the doctor unless it's absolutely essential. We know how to deal with, or she does, a lot of things, and she also uses a lot of natural remedies and learned a lot about herbs. But unless you have a DR in front of your name, nobody seems to take you seriously, which is silly. All the doctor did was learn from a textbook. If you bought the same textbooks that the doctor did, you could learn the same things that the doctor learned. But unless you have a DR in front of your name, nobody will take you seriously as a doctor. Now, I'm not saying that anybody can go and practice medicine, but a lot of what you can learn in a school can be just, it's learned from a book. Read the book.
No, the problem is that you do get some parents that don't actually educate.
Yes.
So that's...
And they make the whole system look bad.
Yes. So you do have to be careful.
We obviously value education. The more the better. And the more my children can learn, the better.
Yeah, and we believe that every moment is a teachable moment.
Yes.
So if you think about that...
Literally every moment.
Yeah,
Everything
every moment.
We do is teaching.
Yes. Right, and once we got that concept when we were actually started homeschooling years ago, if you really start thinking about it, every moment is a teachable moment. When you get the 3-year-old to count out the cutlery for setting the table, right, or the plates for setting the table, you're teaching them about their numbers, right? When you're singing songs and you're, teaching them their colors and their letters and things like that, you can bring it in every day-to-day. Everyday activities, right? Encouraging them in every moment of every day. You just have to think about it. Okay, why is the child asking you that question? It's not because they're being annoying. It's because they need to be taught, and they're, and you need to stop for a minute.
When we started having kids, I was adamant I was going to answer every question. That ended after Cora because Wes showed up, and I mean, there's no end to the questions to that boy.
No,
He's curious about everything.
You still answer as many as you can.
I still have answered, but not all of them. It's just impossible. But everything, like, kids will ask, well, how's this made? How do they get the juice in there? Well, that's a great question. So figure it out. And now the kid knows that, right? Like, what's in here? What's inside this battery? I mean, kids have asked me that. Well, how does this work? Oh, well, it's simple. I mean, there's a whole whack of different cells. We've opened one up before and taken a look, right? Everything is teachable. How do they make this thing? How do they make this mug? Look it up. And we literally live in a time now, we have so much information. YouTube videos galore. There's so much out there. There's no excuse for not knowing something. All the information's there. You don't need to go to, we like your rant, why I responded so much. There you go. But there's no need to go to a school for it per se. There's nothing wrong with going to a school for it, but all the information is available.
Says, are your children allowed to
study university? Yes,
of course they are.
Absolutely, of course. We're not going to deny them that.
No,
but I don't see the point for most people, and this is again a point of view coming from Canada. The vast majority of people quit high school and go directly to college, and they have no purpose, no direction, and no point, and that is dumb because they graduate with $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 worth of debt. And no future, no plan.
Right, and I wanted only to be, like, just an example of myself, I wanted to be a mother. That's what I wanted to be. And I ended up taking a bunch of college courses. And I ended up with all this debt. I don't do any of those things, but I did 2 courses before I got to my third one that I actually enjoyed, right? So I wasted so much time and money, right, trying to get to an education that I actually enjoyed and wanted to do, right? So I just find like a lot of times the kids will say, "Oh, can I do this?" And it's like, well, let's go online and let's see if we can find you a course that you might want to try out. Like Cora, she suggested about doing veterinarian. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go online. We'll find you a veterinarian course, and you can start on there and get used to the idea and see what you think of it. She did it for like a week. She realized she doesn't like it. She had no interest. Move along. Think of how much money we saved the poor girl.
Yeah.
Right? And I know education is free here in Russia, but still,
it's not for most other people in other countries.
No.
I know somebody else who really thought that they wanted to be an accountant, and their parents got them a job at an accounting place. I don't know how that all worked, but they did. The person quickly realized that they absolutely hated accounting and it was dumb, and they couldn't imagine doing that for the rest of their lives. Yeah. Now, again, it saved a year or two. I don't know how long it takes to get an accounting degree, but it saved all that education.
Right.
And so that's my argument with, I have no problem with further education. I mean, if my kids want to, all the power to them.
And we would encourage
But you
them
should
and
have
help
a
them
direction and a vision and a plan in mind, and not just blow all this money. I know so many people that went to university and college, and especially college, and it's just a big party fest, man. They're out there just drinking and partying and getting into all sorts of troubles. That's not good. It's not good Christian living, and it's a waste of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got lots of rants today. Sorry. Energetic. Too much coffee, maybe. Dimitri, are you studying astronomy and logic? We study logic every day, and astronomy, yes. Here in the country, you see the stars so much better, and I'm always amazed. I love the stars because to me, the stars really, all of nature impresses me, but the stars really just show me the greatness of God, because there's no end. And as I said to the kids, every time man develops another telescope to see a little bit farther, they see more stars. They don't see an end. And Ainsley yesterday was in tears. There has to be an end. And so, well, there isn't. There is no end. And they've even fired, telescopes up into space to see farther and then broadcast that information to Earth. And they still can't see an end. They used to think we were the only galaxy, or whatever you call that, solar system. There's more and more and more and more and more. And it just keeps going. The greatness of God.
This person says they disagree with the internet, information on the internet.
I've seen that one go by. Disagree. So my thoughts on Papirio, disagree on internet. Information on internet is not structured. Most of the data is fractured as much as possible and could not be used in educational process. I disagree. I wouldn't say most. Some. You have to be choosy what you find. But there are lots of good places with good, solid information.
We do not let our children have access to the internet.
Yeah, they don't go on their own and explore.
Yes. We have a strict... just since we came to Russia, just because we couldn't bring all of our textbooks, we have a strict curriculum that is Christian-based online with some textbooks at home that we brought along. And we are always there observing with them at all times. Yes. They don't get free for all.
If we look up something like how it's made or whatever, we are there with them, and we obviously help them find accurate information, because the internet is full of garbage too.
Absolutely.
And that's why we don't believe children, even adults shouldn't, but especially not children, should not have just unlimited access to all of this garbage. There should be some filters. There should be some censorship balance, something in place to make sure that we stay on the right path.
And if we decide that they are interested in one topic or something, we would then go and look for videos that would suit the topic that they are interested in, and then we would allow them to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's an interesting one. I just lost it. Maple Mines. Just wondering, are you not worried about being drafted? That's something that a lot of people thought before coming here. They're like, oh, you're going to get off the plane, they're going to grab you, throw you in the army, and you'll be in Ukraine. No. For one, children over 3 kids, no, parents 4. With over 3 kids, 4, are no longer eligible for the army, as far as I know.
No, drafted.
Yeah, because they have too many children. So I'm kind of past that. Also, my age, they're getting kind of old, although, I mean, I could still serve. If I needed to, and if the country needed me, then so be it. But there is no mechanism in place to draft someone in my age category or someone with as many children as I have. So no, I'm not worried about it. If there was a need arises, then every man should do what needs to be done. Hello from southern Manitoba. Hello, loving all your content. Nice point on schooling. Thank you. Good fellow, Maple Mines. He is non-citizen. That's the other reason I'm not worried about getting drafted, I guess. But even once I become a citizen, they don't just draft people here. They have enough volunteers that they don't grab people off the streets and force them to go to the war.
Are you almost ready to do?
You are missing the great jazz concert in the Schwitzjahre Park.
Switzerland, probably.
There, 34 outdoor. We see about 2% of the galaxy so far. Isn't it mind-blowing? What I ask all the time is why did God make it? Because literally up until like 100 years ago, nobody could see any farther than what we could see with the eyeball. Wow, that's not 100% true. We did have some telescopes, but you get the point. We couldn't see very far. We're now seeing stuff that today, you know, when we make a new telescope, something that nobody has ever seen. We believe in a young Earth, so the Earth has been around for 6,000 years. If you believe in an older one, it's even more impressive because literally for all that time span, there's been stars up in the sky that nobody could see, and God made them. And I asked myself, why? What was the point, right? Why are they there? And that's why I say the stars is one of the most amazing things because there's no end. And I try to explain to the kids yesterday too, they're literally hanging in midair. There's nothing holding them up, right? All the balls in the sky are just hanging there. It's really mind-boggling. It's pretty cool. Sorry, I was reading some comments on this screen while I'm looking at the screen. I'm not just staring at you blank-faced. I was reading. It's not just money you waste, so much time, that too. And the best years of your life, the best working years are probably between 16 and 25-ish. You get the most energy. And those are the years you're stuck in a desk learning something. The internet is 90% garbage. There's a lot of garbage on it. I agree. It's not just money. Oh, we read that one. Schooling is compulsory for Russian citizens. Yeah. I don't understand the point. Homeschooling is schooling. The point keeps getting missed here. Russia is 100% allowing homeschooling. If it wasn't, we wouldn't be here. Homeschooling is completely 100% legal here in Russia and not an issue. What about heating? We covered that a few times. The Bible says God has many mansions. It would be arrogant to presume the universe is only for us humans. And so, hey guys, cheers from St. Petersburg. Question: did you do the planning of your house on your own? Yes, we did. I just Googled it. It says 5% now. I guess I'm getting old too. But how do they know that? Because they don't know where the end is. So, I mean, it might only be 1%. I mean, how do we know where the end is? Jesus is King, you guys rock. Greetings from Vancouver, Washington. Thank you. Do you think there's life on other galaxies? No, I think it doesn't matter. If there is life, I don't think we'll ever meet it. I mean, it's up to God. If he wanted to create more people on other planets, that's his business. The Bible doesn't mention it, and therefore I don't think we'll ever meet anyone from another planet. And I don't think it really matters. RTVL egg and stuff. Did you find a round baler yet? No. I will need one next year, and we will be shopping next year for a round baler, as well as many other agricultural implements that we need. We got to quit. I'll read a few more here and then we better go. Hello from Florida. Our kids are homeschooled too. What's the name or source of Christian curriculum that you use for homeschooling? Woo, it disappeared. So we used to use a lot of rod and staff and lamp and light. Now you're using?
Well, in Christian publications.
Christian publications. We use a bunch of different ones now. Yeah. Conservative British couple from Nova Scotia, Canada in our late 40s, early 50s. Do you think it's worth the move by living off your Western money living in Russia? Do you think it's worth the move by living off your Western? I'm not sure if that makes sense or if I'm quite getting. What do you mean? Do you think it's worth the move? Yes, it's 100% worth the move. Especially if you have children, move. This country is 100% better than Canada. Mm-hmm. Irina, I wish our president granted you the citizenship. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't understand by living off your Western money. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to sum it up the way I think it. If you're like your Western money will go way farther here than it does in Canada. Put it that way. even pensioners, if you take your pension money from there and bring it over here, you'll probably live pretty comfortably compared to Canada. My son did 4 years of university and had $50,000 in debt. Now he is in his 3rd year of electrical apprenticeship program. Trade schools are great for young adults. There you go.
I agree with you.
100%. And right now in Canada, you'll make better money in the trades than you will in many of these other jobs that you get in university, because there's such a shortage of trades, which I said when I was in high school, when they were pushing us all for computer degrees. I said, well, who's going to swing a hammer if everybody goes work on a computer? And oh no, they had no answer for that. Well, here we are. The tradesman population, or no, the age of the average tradesman in Canada at that time was already really high. Those guys are retiring. They don't want to work forever. A lot of them are 70, 75 years old. They're working because they enjoy it, but they're quitting and dying off. And there's a shortage of tradesmen like crazy in Canada. Arend and Anneesa, both myself and my wife Carol, love watching your YouTube channel, and especially love how the children help build your new home. We so look forward to when you have it completed. Thank you for the feedback. Cast iron in Russian is chugun. Chugun, have to remember that. We can punch that in.
I'm already buying one.
Oh, you found one, right?
Yeah.
She's shopping while I'm working here. This is terrible. Hello, Aaron. You said you had 9 children, right? Please tell me about your child who is not in Russia. Is he, she okay? Did he, she just stay in Canada? Yes, they are perfectly fine. He is perfectly fine. He is a little bit older than our other children, and he has a great circle of friends. He has a great job. He's got a community of people he loves. And for now, we traveled around the States for 4 months first. Then we went to Georgia for almost 3 months. And now we're in Russia for 8 months. All of that is very unstable and no work. And what would he do? Like, just travel around with us? He would have been bored out of his mind. So he's got a good job, like I said. He's enjoying what he's doing. He also has no kids. If I had no kids, I probably would have stayed in Canada. Pretty sure it would have. We moved for the future of the children, especially the young ones. And so there's really no need for his age category to leave. Once we get established and there's more going on here, then I think there's a good chance we'll see him here, but he has to decide that on his own, of course. Our Wi-Fi in Russia is $5, $6 a month. American proud. I plan to move to Russia from Florida. I recently learned there's a German retiree community somewhere close to Nizhny Novgorod. Those are all people in their 60s. Okay, I don't know about that. I do know of 2 German families that are here, and there's apparently more coming, but I haven't seen any of that. Patty, I recently watched the movie The Pilot. It was very good, about a Russian pilot shot down by the Germans. Houses in the movie had windows that opened in. I think that's common across all of Europe. Hi, Patty, by the way. Long-time subscriber. Hello world, current challenges in Russia, if any. Finding products, I guess, is still tough.
Isn't it funny that that's your only inquiry?
What's that? Just finding stuff?
Yeah. It's like, what's your challenge in Russia? Just finding. The
people are great. Like, I went to a new plumbing store the other day, locally actually found, and I was amazed at the selection they had. Better than the box store in the city. Great stuff there. And the people here are very, very patient, because like,
yeah, they are.
My Russian's terrible. Like, I know some things, right? There's a whole lot of etas going on in the conversation, but I need something, right? Kran, and a few words, but you don't know all of them. They're very great, very patient, and very helpful. So I don't worry about that, but it's just finding where to find the products. That's what I find hard. We know that we have certain specialty stores in Canada that you can go to and you can get everything that you need, and it's not that easy here. They'll have a store, but then they'll only have half. Like drywall is a good example. Okay, so like a lot of the box stores will carry drywall, but they don't have mudding tools. Now, like, you sell mud, you sell drywall, but there's no mudding tools. Well, how does that work?
Yeah.
And you got to get that on Ozone. So Ozone is an online shopping like Amazon. Okay, well that's silly, because I'm buying the drywall today. I wanted to do it today, and now I have to wait a week for Ozone to come.
Yeah, and that's
things like that.
One thing I find is Ozone. Everybody says go to Ozone, but I find Ozone it takes time to get the stuff. So my metal bucket, you're going to see it in the videos coming up, that I use for drywall mudding. We ordered it, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and a week became 2 weeks, became 3 weeks. I think finally showed up.
But I mean, I've already got the first coat of mud done in the house, and I still don't have my bucket. So things like that are challenging. They're not. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just I have to learn a lot more patience. I have very little patience. I like everything done today. Yeah, it's all good. It's worth everything. Every challenge. I mean, I've said this in videos. I can't stress it enough. It's just I no longer worry about the future. The future looks bright. Right? Of course, there's concerns. I mean, lots of things could happen in the world, but not like we were worried. The future for our children, we were constantly worried about it. What's going to happen? Our countries are falling apart, and now we live here. We just don't worry about that. We just have normal worries, And I zero regret moving to Russia. It's just been great all around. You are lucky to work in your house in warm condition until at least 45th of August without any heater. 45th of August. Last I checked, it was only like 30 days in August. Must be a typo on that one, eh? Nice, big, beautiful, and well-mannered children. We are glad you came to us in Russia. All the best to you and your show. Thank you very much. Pashka, you can't afford to retire in Canada. The cost of living is too much. Amen. Jeremy Bork, getting an early dinner. God bless you and your family. Great to see your journey. Thank you, Jeremy. Evgenia, Joyce Haynes, our Wi-Fi and home phone in Kaluga region costs about 500 rubles a month. Okay, so in Canadian dollars, you take 100 rubles is about $1.50. So 5 times $1.50, looking at $7.50 Canadian for Wi-Fi and home phone. $7.50. As an asylum seeker, can you choose where you live or buy a house? Could you buy in Moscow? No, you cannot buy in Moscow. And yes, you can choose where you live, but within the region. So
Sorry, you can buy in Moscow if you're in Moscow.
We can't right now.
No, we can't.
That's what it's asking.
Okay, I thought
so
they were
I
saying
can't buy
as
in Moscow.
General, as a asylum seeker, can you choose?
Well, it says could you? So it's talking to us. So we cannot buy in Moscow right now. We have been given asylum. Even the residency, or quota even. So quota is region specific. It's kind of like provinces or states. And it's specific to that region. So if we've been given asylum in Nizhny, we can't just move to Moscow. We have to finish our program here. And so asylum, same thing. Temporary residency. Once you receive permanent residency, then you're free to move wherever you want. But until that point, you are stuck to a region. And thankfully, God stuck us in Nizhny Novgorod. We have, again, zero regrets on that. It's been absolutely great. It is a beautiful region. The climate's nice. The land looks nice. And the government has been extremely helpful as well and are very interested in helping more Westerners integrate to this area. So on all accounts, I mean, we accidentally ended up here. Well, there's no such thing as an accident. Mm-hmm. By God's plan, we ended up here, but it's not because of any doing of ours, really. And it's good. Look back over your shoulders right now. There's somebody behind the window. Oh, one of the kids maybe was peeking through? Could be.
Do we miss home?
No. This is home. Do you miss home?
No. I don't really think of it.
No.
The only time I ever think about that we aren't in Canada is when somebody speaks Russian. And when I'm driving down the highway, because it's different. There's not like farm and farm and farm and farm, and then you've got all the traffic and stuff. And then I have a thought that
probably sounds like it's honest truth. Like there's zero regrets. Like you just feel so relieved.
The only thing I wish that I could is just even like have the option to fly back, but like. For a visit or
just for visiting. That's what I miss the most, I guess, is visiting with your parents.
Yeah.
I really miss sitting at my parents' or your parents' place and socializing.
But like everywhere we've ever traveled, everywhere we've ever lived, everywhere we've ever been, like the first year to 3 years when we've moved in other locations, I feel like we've had that moment of homesickness and we've kind of been sad and down in the dumps and kind of debated, should we move? We haven't had that here. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel that. It's just very peaceful here. Yep. And it's very, very, that's hard to explain.
I think you did. I think you did. A lot of stores switch to selling through Ozone. It's just less expensive. I understand that overhead. I mean, keeping all this stuff on the shelf is yeah.
Have any of your children mentioned what they want to do when they are adults?
Yeah.
Lots.
Yep.
So we have.
At this point, they all want to live in the country. They all want to farm. Wes would be the most ambitious with other ideas as well. On top of farming, he wants to do many, many things. The girls all want to be, no, not all, but Cora definitely wants to be a mother, a wife. Ariana, I'm not sure yet. Baker, yeah, but I mean, as far as marriage, I'm not sure if she's keen on that one yet. No. Ainsley would like to get married and have kids.
No,
not anymore.
No.
They flip flop at that age.
She wants to be
flowers. Yeah,
florist,
she wants to own a flower shop.
She doesn't want to do the work with the flowers. That's what I think is awesome, though. She wants her brothers to grow the flowers in the field, and she's just going to sell them in her store. So she doesn't have to do the work. They do all the work, but she makes the profit.
Yeah. So of course they all share and talk about. We are very open and discuss a lot in our family, and spend a lot of time socializing together while we work, while we play, while we sit.
Yeah, Wes he likes mechanics.
Manufacturing, carpentry, mechanics, yeah.
Well, yeah, but he was really
engineering,
mechanics. But I think he would really want to
He's actually not much for farming, which is interesting. He wants the land and the space and the freedom, but
and drive the equipment.
Driving equipment, he likes that one.
Working on equipment.
But not so much animals.
Yeah.
Can you comment on the usefulness of your new tool belt? I was going to buy my husband one for Christmas, but you rarely wear yours. Okay, I don't wear a tool belt very often because I just don't like wearing a tool belt.
You used to all the time.
Yeah, when I was in construction, I always wore it. If I'm going to be at your place doing a job, then I would wear it. Here at home, I mean, where I'm working, usually everything's around me. But depending on which job I'm doing in the house, I will wear it. Yes, absolutely. I really like it. There's a few changes that I made to mine. There's a couple of little pouches, inside pouches that I cut off. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. It's a very sturdy, good quality, good suspenders. A lot of belts that you buy have good enough suspenders, but then where they hook up to the belt is very chintzy or cheap. All around, very happy with it. Just move the pouches around to where you like it, and then you can always add other accessories, like maybe a different hammer holder or a different, I don't know, just making it up. Something else you can buy. But the basics there is very good. Yep. Abkhazia is also nice, but complex politically. It's a little bit warmer. A friend of mine splits his time between Krasnodar and Abkhazia. Sounds good. We do like winter. I don't know why, but we do. I've often thought it would be nice to live somewhere where there's no winter, but then I miss it. We were in Georgia for most of last winter, and I really missed the snow.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it
because
we're at that in between stage now, where things are going to start dying and starting brown. Like the field right now is really brown because it's not cut. Like the grass, if it was cut, it would be green right now. It'd be really nice, but because it's all brown, it makes me think of the fall where it's like right before the snow, and then the snow comes and it's like beautiful white.
Yep.
Flash forward to a few months, we're like blown away. We're like freezing.
Do you like motocross bikes? No, I do not. I think it's dangerous. Have your viewership decreased or increased since Russia has slowed down YouTube? It dropped for a while, I think. It's holding steady right now, but I think it has dropped, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunately. But. Will you receive a grant to support farming from the government? If I can help you with the documents, please contact. They are available. We are hoping, I have no idea how to fill all that stuff out. We do have our friend, our lawyer, business partner as well, who is hopefully going to be able to fill all that out, but he's getting busier and busier all the time with immigration stuff. So we're still figuring that all out. There are a lot of grants available though, and if we can utilize some, that would be great. When will you move from the city into your new house? Well, as soon as it's done, hopefully. We have to get it registered. The house has to be registered as an actual address with a house on it. And it can't do that until it has certain basic amenities met. Once that's done, then we can register ourselves here, and then we can move in. Electricity is one of the things that are necessary. Now, there are some areas there, I believe, that we can run on generator, and it would kind of count as electricity, but we have to figure that all out. 5 hours and 40 minutes by car from Nizhny Novgorod to Moscow. 450 kilometers. Yeah, it's from here. It's a lot less. We're a lot closer to the toll highway, so it makes it toll highways a lot faster. George Chapman, when you let your little children use power tools, why do they not use safety equipment? Does that not apply to you or are you just comfortable letting them do it that way? Well, I mean, why do they not? I mean, they're allowed to use safety equipment. There's always gloves and safety glasses and things around. I don't use them because it's not fast. It's not practical, I guess. I mean, you can just squint your eyeballs and nothing can come in. I've been doing it for years and years and years. We train our children to work safely. That doesn't mean accidents cannot happen, obviously. But even, you know, when they're cutting with a saw, it's all about trained. I was just a joke about looking over your shoulders. No, I don't know. It could be one of our kids looking in. It's all about training. All of it is. All of life, same as tractor driving. We train them. And I try to teach them to have respect, like especially like tractors and even power tools, because a lot of times they're stronger than you are, and you need to have a fear of the equipment, like not scared of it, but like a respect type of fear, and recognize the damage that something can do, and then I find it's easier for them to use tools after that. It's hard to explain exactly. We've never had any major incidents. Yeah, people get chunks of wood stuck in their eye once in a while, but it's not that big of a deal.
Well, let's pray that we never do.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm not condemning safety. I think it's a great idea to be safe. And depending on what I'm doing, I do wear safety glasses, and so do the children. But it depends on the task. Gloves, I think, are for women and children. I don't wear gloves, except in the winter, of course, when it's cold. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that either.
And it depends on what you're doing. Like
Depends
there's
on the
certain
job.
tasks that I find the gloves get in the way, and then it actually hinders the job, right? So
I'm all about speed and efficiency, and I can work a whole lot faster without a pair of gloves on. I can feel with my fingers. I can't feel when I have gloves on.
I think the real answer is you just never really thought of it. You just don't think of it at the time. You just get the job done.
Yeah, just get it done however I can get it done. Yeah. Like, same with if I have a job to do right here, and you know, I could go over to the shop and get another tool to get a job, or I can just use what I have here to get it done. It's a lot faster to just use what I have here. And so, you know, you end up using a butter knife as a flathead screwdriver or whatever. I'm just making it up. It's all about speed and efficiency. But safety is important, and we do teach safety. You don't see that on camera, perhaps, but we're definitely all about safety.
Yeah, like, so before you were doing the steel roof with the children, you were talking with them about if it was windy and
100%. Yeah, I teach them exactly what to do.
And how to do, like, you know, doing a steel roof, if the wind picks up, what to do and how to do all those different things, you know, keeping the sheet low to the roof so that the wind doesn't pick it up, and holding it a certain way so you don't cut yourself, and going slow, and all these different things. We can't show everything that we do with our children on camera.
That's right.
We never get anything done.
Yep. There's a lot of education behind the scenes.
That, and they have a more cautious mother that I'm big.
Dear New Russians, I wait for your videos every day and worry that you will have time to cover the house before the cold weather. The house is already covered. It is ready for cold winter. The only thing it needs is heat in the house. Please do not worry.
Electricity.
Please tell me how things are in Canada with help for disabled children. Well, there is a lot of government funding for a lot of different categories, including for disabled people. How good that funding is, I have no idea. Do you know anything about that? People with disabilities? I'm not exactly sure.
Anybody?
I'm not sure where I was. I never wear gloves either. Skin is glove. Grow some. Yep. Yeah, you just get big thick calluses on your hands, and then it's all good. Good night, buddy. Love you. I'm going to bed soon too, I think. Better to learn to respect power tools than assume safety gear will always protect you. That's right. Gloves are unsafe with most power tools. They may snag and pull your hand in. 100%.
Yeah, my years ago, my mom worked in this furniture factory, and they had table saw and pushing the wood through, and they could never quite get the cut proper with the safety thing down, and so they always removed it. But then the safety guy, health inspector or whatever, was coming through that day, and they had to put that gear back on, or that safety bar back down, just because he was there checking it out. And because they put that thing down, he couldn't get a proper cut, and that exact thing happened. It pulled his hand in right underneath that safety and chopped 3 or 4 of the guy's fingers off.
Yeah.
So safety isn't always better. Yeah, we couldn't see the blade.
I find a lot of things in the West are over bubble wrapped, and it makes for, I don't want to say dumber, but like you're starting relying on safety equipment rather than using your brain and just working properly. Like, yeah. But I still think, like, I mean, ear protection super important in certain instances, not for everything. For a skill saw, you don't need ear protection. But for, I don't know, chainsaw, definitely ear protection is great.
Yeah, a lot of people were making comments about tying off on the roof. Well, we're putting the roof on. What are you going to tie off to?
Yeah, that one I grabbed.
Right, like
off to the sky, up to a cloud.
So there's nowhere to tie off, right? Or a lot of times, what I found is that you trip over the ropes, right? Like you're tripping over them or dragging them around, and you're kind of not situated right because you have something dragging on you that you're not used to taking proper steps. But the one time you wore it on a roof, thankfully you did, because you slipped that one time on a roof and you were.
That one was funny. So she helped me. She had to go get the kids. At that time, our kids were still in school. It was a private Mennonite school actually they were going to. They allowed to, after we took them out of the public school because of the horrible things they were teaching there. This was like a homeschooling type school. It still had a teacher though. And so she had to go get the kids. So we screwed all the sheets onto the roof, just tacked them on, and then when she left, I was going to go finish the roof. I was all by myself up there, and the good thing I had a harness on.
You were tied up.
It got a little slippery on the roof, and I wiped out.
Just slightly.
And I just lay on the roof, my arms spread out, like, oh, now what? Good thing I was tied off, or I would have hit the ground.
Yeah. And
feet back on underneath me. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Somebody asked about trees around the house. Yes, we plan on planting a lot because there's still a lot of noise from the highway. So we do plan on putting in a bit of a berm of dirt, plant trees on it, and also probably a fence of some kind to block some noise. Good night, buddy.
Good night.
Love you. See you tomorrow. I send you all my love and prayers with a wonderful family in Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you. Isaac, wood stove coming. Outdoor wood stove. Yes. Elizabeth, bye-bye. Sunflower. Yep, I saw the safety with the kid playing under the wood, which stand up to the house. You are smart. I saw the safety with the kid playing under the wood.
Not sure.
Not sure, but I'm glad you saw it. Andre, did you apply to connect the house to the internet? You have to apply for that? I don't think so. I hope not. No, we're getting like, what's it called? Same internet like we have through our phone, like a dish on the house. Yeah, they look already exhausted. They need to go to sleep. Aaron in general seems to be from the Netherlands. I sure am. Yes, sometimes it's hard to understand. Dear friends, when everything gets better for you, welcome to Belarus. Good luck and peace. An air ambulance pilot here. Gloves, hair, clothing, jewelry getting caught and dragging people into machinery constituted a surprisingly high number of people I transported and nasty wounds. Very interesting. Hair I can see for sure. Yeah. That's always been my contention with the dresses. My daughters love to wear dresses. Some people think we force them to do that. We do not. I believe you're wearing pants right now. Yeah, Anneesa wears pants like
all the time.
Yeah, a lot. The girls love wearing dresses, and so we, just go ahead and wear them. But I would really worry about it, especially around farm equipment, because they're just not safe. Are mosquitoes more vicious in Russia? Oh yeah, they're huge. No, they're just as evil and nasty as they are in Canada.
They come out at like mosquito hour, same as in Canada. Honestly, it's the exact same as in Canada.
Not much different, no.
No, like in the spring, it was like black flies came out first, mosquitoes came out next, then dragonflies came out, and then the deer flies came out, then what are those big ones? Horseflies came out. Right? Like it was the exact same order as we have in Canada.
Andre, for fiber optics, you have to apply to connect. I don't think we have fiber optics out here. I don't think so.
That was your department.
Yeah, the internet that we get on our phone is very fast. It works really here, and we're going to be getting something like that here. A friend of ours, Andres, his name as well, has been looking into it, and it's, as far as I know, it's all planned. Have a good night, Arend. Angels will guard your home tonight. You will be in my prayers. Good night. Spokoni Nache. Thank you very much. Spokoni Nache to you as well. Thumbs up and a heart from... I want to say that's Norway, but I don't know which flag that is. White flag, blue cross. Finland. 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 Thank you. Terry, night-night, sleep tight. Idaho Mountain Mom, I've been learning about the history of Bolshevism since it isn't taught in the U.S. I understand why Russians don't often smile now. Such horrible things were done to them. They are survivors. They sure are, but I don't think it's true that they don't smile a lot. That is something that we are taught in the West, and it's not true. They laugh and joke and have grand times, and I find they're very smiley. Now, maybe somewhere else in Russia they don't. But
yeah, but I feel like when they walk down the street, right, it's like they're thinking, and they don't, like we will walk and smile at each other walking down the street, but it's like a dead, there's there's nothing behind it. Or they'll be walking down the street and you can just see that they're thinking, and they're like, probably got their list in their heads of what they're going to the store to buy or whatever sometimes. Right? But yeah, they'll smile. If you smile at them, they'll smile back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Yeah. I had to laugh the one day I was pushing one of the kids in the stroller, walking to the store, and all of a sudden this woman was smiling ear to ear, and I was like, do I know you? Like, have we met before? Or maybe she was one of our viewers. Anyway, I looked down and Maddie's like waving. And all the babushkas walking down the street, she's waving away, grinning at these ladies. So they were all like waving back. They were. They just thought it was great. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a religious man, but watching your family, I'm starting to slowly changing my mind somehow. It's good. You should be.
I appreciate
everything.
Confidence in us.
Yeah, but I mean, everything's been designed and created by a maker. I tell my kids this all the time. Like, just look out there. There's no way it wasn't created by something. And up until recent history, evolution wasn't a thing. It's just not something. Every culture believed in God or gods, right? And as I said to the kids yesterday, if you don't have a Bible, you don't have a manual, you don't know where God is or who he is or where he come from or how he made anything, then you would just sit outside and you would look around. And every rational civilization, I cannot think of a single civilization in the history of the world that did not believe in gods. They all did. They all believed something bigger than them created everything. And that's your starting point. You should recognize that that is a factual historical truth. Nobody, 3,000 years ago said it just happened. Like, everybody believed in some higher power of some kind. They just didn't know who it was or how it happened. And so then you end up with a whole different bunch of gods. You got a fish god and a tree god and a sun god and a moon god. And they tried to make explanations of it. The Bible is the only one that explains to us very clearly who created it, why he created it, what's the purpose, why are we here. All those answers can only be found through the Bible and God. And Christianity is, in my opinion, because of that, and I have studied most of the religions in the world, Christianity is the only one that gives you all the answers in a satisfying way and requires really nothing of you, because Jesus did it all. You don't have to do it. In many religions, you had to do something, whether that was sacrifice your children or sacrifice your money or just do something. And Christianity does not require you to do anything. You have to believe. I mean, yes, you have to do things. You have to live right, and you have to. But the job is done. Jesus paid for it. And yeah, absolutely. And you go outside, I mean, it's self-evident. There's a creator, 100%. Told you it was a night for rants today.
That's not a rant. That's truth.
Which mobile operator do you use? Tele2. We had, what was the other one? Beeline. We had Beeline, but it didn't work out it was excellent in the city. I think better than Tele2. But out here, it didn't work as well. And so we switched. Alex Velez, if you love Canada, you would live there. Now, that is not true. There are times where you need to leave what you love because it is no longer safe. Okay? Someone might be in a relationship where they love the other person, but it's not good for them. They got to get out. Canada will be the same thing. Yes, Canada is a nice country. It's a great country. It has awesome potential, and it's full of amazing people, but it is governed horribly, and it is heading down a terrible path. And to protect and keep our children safe, we couldn't stay there. That's why we're here. Starting from Elon Musk does not work here. Looked into it many times. It is not operational in Russia. Mosquitoes here in Canada are vile right now. Complete savage. You know, I often wonder, why did Noah just not, there's probably only 2 of them that made it in the door. He had, what, a year running around in that ark to find that little noise and get it. And we wouldn't have any mosquitoes today.
Yeah.
They have a purpose, I guess. Somebody told me that. I said, well, then, whatever animal is wouldn't have anything to eat. And so I'm sure they could have adapted and ate something else. Yeah. Since you can't travel back to Nij to your family, do any of your relatives plan to visit in Nijni? Yeah, we have a few people that are interested in coming to visit. It all takes time, though.
Here's one. This, I'm assuming, is a Russian person. We're not used to putting on false smiles. And that's true.
Yep.
Western people, I think they just put on these fake smiles.
If we smile,
it's because we're happy and we're laughing at a joke. It's nothing to do with our grim history. Yeah,
more honest.
Yeah.
In that way, yeah.
That's true.
According to CNN, Russian mosquitoes are not politically correct. I agree. No mosquitoes are, though. My thoughts, just remember, if mosquito bites you, you always have a chance to bite it back. Igor says, I'm hungry myself right now. Hopefully not because of the mosquitoes. Ari, what is the maximum age for men who wish to date your daughters once they turn 18? And what is the application process?
Oh my.
We believe a husband and wife should be similarly aged and not super far apart. To a certain point, it gets kind of weird, and I just think it's just more natural that way. There is no dating until our children turn 18. None of them are dating until they turn 18. After that, well, we'll discuss the application process when we get that far, I guess.
Somebody has to ask you.
Yeah, everything goes through. Yeah, we are still old school. You want to date a daughter of mine, you need to ask me first. Then my wife and I will discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Several stipulations, though. They have to be a Christian, and they have to believe in God. And that's number one. Yeah. You can't have a good relationship if you're not on the same footing.
Sorry. I use my mother-in-law's perfume for mosquitoes. They die in seconds.
There you go. That's strong perfume. Alex, they are people of faith and traditional values. That's why they chose Russia. Amen. Whoops, I don't know what happened there. We're down here now. Alex, fellas, do not pay attention. You can find fault with laughter. The main thing is that they're satisfied with everything. I never poke customers at the shortcomings that they have made. Live from your new house. Alex, you will see how it will all crack, but I don't know. Maybe in Canada or somewhere else, it is so accepted that the drywall cracks after installation and plastering. But according to technology, not building like that, and it hurts me. What are you talking about, man? What's gonna crack? I gotta go back up here and see what Alex is talking about. I don't want this, but all your drywall will crack, and I haven't seen how everything putty's there yet. Why would my drywall crack, folks? I go back up a little more. It's sad that you don't listen to advice. Oh, I listen to lots of advice, Alex. It's sad what you are doing there with the installation of gypsum board. It always hurts me as a specialist to look at pure hack work. You know what's sad is that you spent this much time typing on here. If you don't like the work and you don't like the channel, go watch something else. You got all night. You could be doing something useful with your time.
Amen.
I wanted to say, although I have already voiced about your construction, and to make it clear that I have been engaged in gypsum since 2001 and have already eaten the dog on this. Great. I have been engaged in it since probably 1995. Doesn't mean there's only one way of doing it. There's multiple ways of doing many different things. And all is good. Back down. Where were we? I don't understand why people are happy. Children are deprived of the opportunity to develop.
Oh, the bots must have arrived.
I think so. How are the children deprived? Come on, Oleg, explain that. How are children deprived of the opportunity to develop? My children have more opportunity to develop than I would think most children do. They get to develop all of their skills. No education. That is completely false. What do you class as education? Our children have book education and real life education.
Let's go tonight.
Which Russian milk products have you tried? All right, we're going to call it a night. Yeah, it looks like there's lots of bots out here now. It's too bad that happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we will call it a night. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yep. God bless y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Don't forget to share if you could. That would be great. Help us to reach more people and grow the channel. And if you wish to, you can support us on Boosty, as well as where?
YouTube.
Oh yeah, our YouTube channel. It's slow. It's so slow uploading there, so it's way behind. It is automatically taking videos from YouTube and uploading them on YouTube, but it takes a long time. But if you know people that are, their internet's slow, their YouTube is slow, sorry, and they cannot watch us, they can find us now on RooTube at Countryside Acres in Russia. Obviously, if your YouTube is working good, we would prefer that you stay on YouTube, because RooTube does not pay us at all, and it is a way of supporting us if you can stay on YouTube. But if it's slow for you or someone you know, then RooTube is, our videos will eventually all be there and eventually be current. If you're looking for proper translations as far as the subtitles are concerned, all of our videos are being professionally translated with subtitles in Russian. That actually makes sense because Google does a terrible job, so does Yandex. And they are available on Boosty.
And they're getting closer to being.
They're almost caught up on Boosty. Yeah. And that's taking time, obviously. It's a lot of work translating them all, but soon we'll be up to date on that as well. What else? That's it. Telegram, you can subscribe to us there too. You're not getting any special perks, but just subscribe anyway. And if anything happens to us, you can always find out where we went from there. So, good night. God bless y'all. And we'll catch you on another one.